Here is what is known so far about the Solar War from the reports collated after the events of Operation Bloodstorm. The first sign of significant conflict between the two warring factions occurred on Jupiter's moon, Europa, when SDF forces assaulted a UNSA research station, which reports indicated was a black site for weapons research and development. In response to this aggression, the UNSA dispatched SCAR Team 7, led by Petty Officer Dan Lyle. Their mission was to retrieve and extract information held at the site to avoid enemy forces from acquiring top-secret weapons research. They found no survivors on the site, and they appeared to have been executed. After many engagements with front forces, they managed to retrieve valuable assets from the primary chamber. Eventually, front forces amassed for a counter-attack on SCAR Team 7, and were able to make the team inoperable after an extensive firefight and heavy casualties. Camera live feeds from SCAR Team recorded a brief conversation between Petty Officer Dan Lyle and Admiral Salem Koch, who no doubt orchestrated the assault on Europa. There were no survivors. After the Europa assault, an invasion of Earth was anticipated but not prepared for, and due to that vulnerable frame of thinking, a sleeper agent codenamed Raya was activated. Raya's objective was to compromise Earth's defensive guns called Attis, and turn them onto the UNSA's fleet that was taking part in the Fleet Week parade in Geneva, Switzerland. The following destruction was of an unprecedented nature, causing the deaths of hundreds of thousands of civilians and military personnel, and countless damage to infrastructure. Hours of engagements passed by, and UNSA and SATO forces had pushed all assets to retaking Attis Tower to regain control of the Attis guns and repel the main invasion of Earth. During the assault, they managed to take Commander Akilman Raya as prisoner, who was impersonating the engineer technician in order to gain entry to the Attis gun system. It was later determined that the incursion on Europa was not meant for weapons research, but for intel on the Geneva attack. After the assault, all remaining assets were engaging SDF forces that were falling back after the failure of the primary assault. And in Earth's upper atmosphere, a vicious battle was raging with a surprise entry for the SDF's flagship, the supercarrier Olympus Mons, that decimated all but two ships, the USS Retribution and the destroyer Tigris. The captain of the USS Retribution was killed in action, therefore Lieutenant Nick Reyes received a battlefield promotion to commander and was put in command of the Retribution. With staggering casualties, the UNSA's remaining fleet were tasked to buy time for Earth, for them to rebuild their lost fleet, and in order for them to do just that, they needed to reclaim control of Earth's moon gateway port. That was vital for the acquisition of raw resources needed for the war effort. The successful strike on the lunar gateway port meant that SDF forces were well dug in and prepared for an assault, but due to the unsuccessful invasion of Earth, SDF ships were forced to fall back, leaving only the SDF destroyer Ares at the port to defend. The brutality found in Gateway mirrored the actions of monsters, killing all civilians that they found. Eventually, Commander Reyes was able to lead the assault on the Gateway port and destroy all SDF assets, but not before acquiring intel on the location of many other SDF ships in the system. No doubt a vital advantage for the UNSA.